In association with Official Wrestling comes A Few Good Marks podcast. We are on FedWatch as we welcome you to the current events centre. As always, you are joined by... That didn't sound right, but we're going to go with it anyway. You're... Fuck that up, didn't I? Fuck it, I can't be arsed. I can't be arsed starting that again. You are with your host, Kieran. Hello, me, as always. Your current predictions champion, joined by Pete.
Whoa.
Croft. You're looking real jacked, baby.
Candy.
Hello.
And no Willow.
No Willow.
No Willow.
As of yes. I got Rikishi, so run him over.
Good. Nice reference. So we're going to start with SmackDown because Money in the Bank was the most recent one. So let's go over Money in the Bank. So the pre-show, Zack Ryder is back. Yay!
Good. With Zack.
He was teaming with Mojo Rawley as the Hype Bros, and they defeated. I've forgotten.
The Ascension.
No, they were later.
Finished.
Oh, it was the Colognes. No, it was the Colognes. It was
did they win?
The Shooting Stars. I believe they did.
Didn't watch the pre-show.
They did, yes.
Well, I'm glad he's back. I think it's a bit daft to have Mojo have a bit of singles success winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal if they're just going to whack him back in with Zack.
Yeah.
But I like them together, so it's fine.
It's all good.
It was the Hype Bros and the Colognes. Either way, I was not asked.
Yep, and that pretty much wraps up the pre-show.
Chime in, Candy.
What's the
I also did not watch the pre-show.
Yeah.
What's the implications of it? Are they number one contenders now? Or?
I think it was just a welcome back. I think that was his first match back from injury.
I didn't know he was back.
Yeah, I saw Zack Ryder. It might have been Mojo post on Instagram, like, if we win this, we're back in it, and I thought it was or something to that effect.
Maybe he just meant back in the game. Back in the game.
Maybe.
The metaphorical game.
I hope they give them something. They're entertaining.
They are.
I think the New Day are in line for another shot.
I don't give a shit.
Well, of course they are because we'll get onto that. That's coming up. So the first match on the card was the first ever, the historic women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and they fucked it up.
They didn't though, did they?
They did.
They didn't. Are you angry?
I was fuming.
There you go.
Good. I was fuming.
Let me offer a different view. It was fucking brilliant, and I'm going to say that into the mic closely so everyone knows my thoughts on this match. Okay. It was fucking fantastic.
Alright, I've not got a problem. I didn't have a problem with Ellsworth being involved in the match. Having for a couple of spots or whatever. But did he really have to take down the briefcase?
Yes.
Go on.
Heat. Absolute nuclear heat. Now, you could not have got more heat on Carmella and Ellsworth than by doing this. If Carmella won the match, we'd be like, oh, it's Carmella. I didn't really want that. I wanted fucking Becky or whatever. No one wanted Ellsworth to win the fucking match for her. But everyone had in the back of their minds the thought that it'd be funny if fucking Ellsworth went up and got it, wouldn't it? And then he did. I think
it's
great. It's fantastic heat for them both, and I think it's brilliant. The only thing I disagree with is redoing it.
Yeah. I think that maybe that could have been saved for, well, I don't know. The timing just didn't seem right with it. I think just because it was the first one, I wanted a definitive woman. I wanted Charlotte or Becky or fucking, I don't know, just anyone except that.
I think that's why it's even better.
Yeah, the fact that it's the first one, and the fact that it's even better because it's the first one ever, and he's ruined it. Is why it's good. Not because the man's won it, but because he's ruined the first one, and that's what's got everyone's back up. Don't get me wrong, it got mine up as well. I had the thought of, we've discussed, haven't we, in the past, since it happened, like, if it was the second one, if it was the third one, people would have been less arsed about a man winning it. Because a man did win it, and he threw it down to Carmella. It wasn't even a case of he helped her out and pushed her up the ladder.
Yeah.
He fully grabbed the briefcase, which I can see why people are pissed off at that, but I thought it was great. It got as I said, it gets nuclear heat on them both. Mm-hmm. The only mistake they made is redoing it the week after. It just made the whole thing look pointless.
Candy?
No, I agree, but so it does feel like, is the heat on them or is the heat on the writers initially?
Yeah. People exactly. And on the WWE as a whole.
Yeah. It's like, this is the first one, and they've booked it so that a man wins, rather than, it's the first one and Ellsworth won it.
It seems like a bit of a troll.
which we do know the WWE likes to do.
Exactly, especially in the modern day. Like, fair enough. Like, getting it is a nuclear heat. You are, completely right with that. And that was the only way that they were ever going to kind of get Carmella over as a super heel, or as like the big heel that they wanted to get. 'Cause she's not the greatest in ring or even on the mic, so it does get that over. But then it just doesn't sit right with me with thinking. But then I do agree that having it again, like literally last night, it was a bit of a...
The thing is, in today's age, you have to go about getting heat in a different way. Because now, like, everyone's smart to it. If you have, like, a heel who's, say, someone like Kevin Owens, who's a good kind of standard heel, if you get me. Mm-hmm. But people cheer him because they're like, oh, he's a good heel. He's just good at what he does. So now you kind of have to go about getting heat in a trolling sort of way to people to actually... boom.
Mm-hmm.
I do like they're getting the reaction that they're looking for.
It's also made Carmella important. If she just won the match, it'd be like, oh, Carmella's got the briefcase, but this is actually like pushed her into the main like storyline.
Yeah. It's the main storyline.
So that when she does win the title, I'm guessing she will win the title.
And it also
it'll be the culmination of a big story rather than just Carmella won the briefcase and then later on cashed
I can't remember who tweeted it today. It popped up on my timeline, but
it was brilliant. It was me.
The women main evented both Raw and SmackDown back to back, first time in history.
Good,
which fantastic. Like, fair play. It's heading in the right direction, but it's just a dodgy way to get there.
Yeah,
because they shouldn't have redone it.
I think the main thing that's annoyed me about the whole thing, and I mentioned it to you guys earlier, was the aftermath of it and the fallout from the Money in the Bank match was Daniel Bryan coming out, and the heels didn't feel like heels and the faces didn't feel like faces. The faces sounded like whiny complaints, and the heels were the ones who were saying, well, we followed the rules because there were no rules.
Yeah, Carmella, the main heel, had the best points. Actually, she makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Ellsworth was out saying there's no rules in a ladder match, you've got no right to take it off. And Daniel Bryan was coming out and saying, nah, but we're going to make up a rule and we're going to restart it because you don't deserve it. No, this boils
down to the biggest problem in WWE at the moment, which is the creative team and the writing, which is a topic for an entirely another day. So we'll move on to the point that you made a little bit before, which was the second second match of the main card, which was the Usos versus the New Day for the SmackDown tag team titles. It was another scurry finish. The Usos kind of went, nah, screw this, we're going, took the titles, left through the crowd. Count out, screwy finish, 2 screwy finishes back to back, kind of left a sour mouth, but the match was good.
I liked it because the match was good, and then they just walked out. It's like, oh, that was a good match, so now you're actually excited for the next one.
Yeah, that's what
never happens.
But now you're kind of hoping for, like, oh, okay, if they're going to capitalise on this, they'll make it a no DQ. You get to see what
it'd be like bad guy counts anywhere type stuff.
You get to see what bad guy Usos are like when they can use weapons.
You're quite a fan of the New Usos.
I fucking love the New Usos. They're one of my favourite tag teams on the roster.
The New Usos.
The New Usos.
Hey.
In fact, I would go as far as to say they're my favourite tag team on the roster, aside from NXT. On the main roster, absolutely. It's the correct... Let me start that again. It's the direction that their careers needed to take to keep them fresh. Because I
didn't like the whole traditional Samoan thing. I didn't like that, but this new turn they've gone down sees to suit them a lot better.
You can tell them more into it.
Definitely.
And it's clearly working for them.
Thoughts?
I second the fact that their heel turns worked splendidly for them, because they were essentially the John Cena of tag teams at one point, and obviously people turned on them.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, boring, same old shite. But like now that they've kind of seemed like they've got more free reign with themselves.
Yeah.
So when you do that with anyone, it instantly gets better.
Look at the New Day, who I thoroughly enjoying at the moment. Like, people were like saying they need to split up. Like, why are people? I don't know why. I can't remember where I saw this as well. But like, somebody was like saying that, why are people always looking for tag teams to split up? Well, like, they're always like, oh, they got split up. It's like, okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, and like in the past, like, splitting up tag teams has produced good feuds, but then it's also produced shite feuds, not being funny. Look at Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that feud was just... I mean, the invasion angle didn't help anything, but it was crap.
And the New Day breaking up would not produce a good feud between any of them. If anything, the only positive outcomes I could see is what would probably be a great singles career run for Biggie.
Yeah.
And he probably win a world
Kofi
title
as well.
Doubt it with Kofi. I don't think Kofi would go anywhere, and Xavier Woods certainly wouldn't.
I think Xavier...
The only reason Xavier Woods still got a job is because he was with the New Day.
Yeah.
when the Page Leaks came out, if he wasn't with the New Day, I seriously doubt he'd be in contention
But
for the Tag Team Championship.
he's moved himself up now. Is Xavier Woods in weight limit for 205 Live? Is he heavier?
Sure.
He could probably lose the weight, couldn't he?
So while Pete's doing that, we'll move on to the next match, which was the women's
Xavier Woods,
tag team.
X Division champion, so he might very well be.
Could very well be.
He's actually £205.
There we go.
There you
So
go.
it could be like
You
the
tell
start
Vince,
our-
Vince is chomping at the bit to put him in 205 Live.
It's just
Put him down!
So the next match was the women's SmackDown title between Naomi and Lana. It wasn't great.
I might have skipped this one.
As did I.
Lana's not ready.
Side note, though, she did really well for a debut. In the fact she's not been training long, she did all right.
She did do all right.
Another side note, I can't wait to walk into NXT next week and demand a title shot against Bobby Roode. Because apparently any fucker can get one if they dance to the ring. That's the bit that annoyed me, not the match itself.
Yeah, she just got one.
She just got one.
But then every other credible challenger was in the Money in the Bank match, which is the problem.
They could have done non-title and then say, well, if Lana wins, then you get another, then you get a title shot.
But
then she wouldn't have. There's no way she would have beaten Naomi.
No.
Is there more credit to Lana than there is Roman Reigns? Because Roman Reigns lost a number one contenders match, but still came out and got one anyway.
It pisses me off. We'll get
to that. Maria Kanellis and Mike Kanellis,
Yes.
not Bennett. They're in the Fed. Cool. Maria,
Judging by the fact he's taken a name, Mike Bennett cut confirmed.
Yeah.
I think it's cut confirmed.
No, I like Mike Bennett. He's a
alright.
fantastic wrestler. I'm very excited to see what he'll do on SmackDown. I think it's the right brand for him.
Be a giant cook.
More importantly, I'm more excited to see what Maria does.
Yeah.
Damn right, son.
Yeah.
I've missed Maria and she's improved massively. So got high hopes for her.
Absolutely. Then was the WWE title match between Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton. I still can't laugh. I still can't keep a straight face even when saying Jinder Mahal. I just can't.
He's become credible in this past month or so.
He can. We yet to see the best of him, and we'll get to what was announced last night in just a second. But what do we think of the match?
It's all right, better than the first one.
I disagree with that. I liked the first one. I didn't like the second one because it felt like they just recycled the finish.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was.
Fully did.
It was a cut and paste match.
Yeah,
but
it was.
With the added interaction with his dad because it was
put it in the
Father's Day.
second bit, and the match ended was like, I've seen this.
Yeah, we've
You
seen
did this
it,
a month
but
ago.
it's the fact that I can see your point, don't get me wrong. But I enjoyed this one more than the first one because Jindig went in feeling more like a credible...
Oh, we did get a proper
Opponents?
big entrance.
Yeah.
I felt like George Harrison on acid or something with all that Indian shit going on.
Ravi Shankar. Hello there, George. Because Jinder was champion going in, I enjoyed it more because it showed Jinder strong enough not only to win the championship but retain it as well.
Yeah.
So good stuff as far as I'm concerned. What's not good stuff is the Punjabi prison match that we're gonna get.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think
It's shit. It's fucking awful.
It is an awful match.
What's the point? I don't
Because
get
it
it.
probably sells.
Remind me of the
shit
rules.
tons.
Someone has to get through a door and then climb over another thing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But the doors
the
only
doors-
open every 3 minutes or something
I'm
like that,
pretty
and they're
sure.
only open for. You have to call for a door to be open.
See, this is the problem.
No one knows the rules! This is it. Right, I think it's this. I think you're in the ring and you can call for a door to be opened. But once that door's been opened, it then can't be opened again.
And it's only open for a certain amount of time.
It's
something like that.
fucking stupid.
Sounds like someone from the Crystal Maze.
I'm not being funny. There's been 2 in history, and the Great Khali, whose gimmick match it was only in one of them.
Because he was
He was injured
Yeah.
for the first one.
Cancel it then. Don't have the Big Show and Undertaker in a Punjabi prison match.
Do you want to be? Yeah, but if you're Vince McMahon, you don't want to be refunding people for all the money that
I'm
they paid
sure
to see
everyone
that
was
one.
really disappointed. It was like, sorry guys, we're going to have to cancel this. But, Vince, what are you doing to me?
I'm sure Vince
Still.
wouldn't mind refunding people. I mean, money comes out his arse.
That's true, yeah.
Next was a filler match between Breezango and the Ascension because apparently the Ascension attacked someone, but they didn't.
No.
I really
We
like
found that out last night.
I really like Paul Heyman's phone. That was my favourite part.
Yes,
Yeah.
I loved it. I
Please.
love the Breezango are currently like my favourite part of SmackDown. They're
Great.
hilarious. It's the right type of comedy tag team is good. There's tons of on the police board in the background of the cutscenes and shit like that.
There's always Michael Hayes. That always gets
always
me.
Michael Hayes.
I love the Sami Zayn one. Is it too generic?
Too generic.
Needs a mask.
Yeah, that was good. So yeah, keep up the good work, lads.
Absolutely.
Well
And the Ascension.
and we'll be excited to see where this goes. Who did attack him? We don't know.
Who's him?
Tune in next week.
Who's him who got attacked? I've not been following the storyline.
I think it was Breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, Breeze. Yeah, Breeze got attacked, and then Fandango was like, "Oh no!" But yeah, and then your main event was the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Pete, you must be creaming because Baron Corbin won. Yeah, belting.
As also a huge fan of Corbin, absolutely the right move, but not what I thought they'd do. I built myself up to go from I hope Corbin wins to Kevin Owens would be alright with that briefcase, wouldn't he? I quite hope Kevin Owens wins. I really hope he wins. And then he didn't. And I was like, but I'm okay with Corbin because he probably needs it the most out of all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that Nakamura AJ confrontation
is so good.
Yes.
But when they moved the ladder and my heart just went.
No, it's only locked eyes between the ladders.
Yeah. Hold on! Yeah, that was awesome. As far as ladder matches go, it wasn't filled to the brim with impressive spots. There was a couple of stuff, but nothing memorable. It wasn't one of the greatest ladder matches of all time.
I don't think it had to be. I think the whole point was it had to have a credible winner, which it did. And it's going to help to make him even more credible over the coming months. Mm-hmm. I hope he doesn't cash in too quickly, like they did with Ambrose. I understand why they did it, but it's been boring for me not having a year without a Mr. Money in the Bank.
Agreed.
It's one of the most compelling things about WWE when it's still active.
Yep.
And having that active Mr. Money in the Bank always on the brink of cashing in, and all the false cash-ins and everything else, it really helps to tie everything together week by week. And not having that for the past year has been really noticeable. So I hope they let Corbin run with it for a bit and let him use it to help him build his star power a bit.
Mm-hmm. I think my only issue with the match was, I think Lance Storm pointed this on. Shout out to Lance Storm. It's like Corbin attacked Nakamura at the start of the match.
Yeah.
And took him out for 3/4 of the match.
Yep.
But there were people in the match taking much worse bumps and spots than the attack on Nakamura.
Yeah.
And then they just signed back. It's like, oh yeah, Nakamura's been hit by a ladder. But then Ziggler gets hit by 4 ladders and he's back up 2 minutes later. Can Nakamura just sit this one out?
It's not exactly the King of Strong style.
No.
How dare you?
A bit of a camera.
Oh dear, oh no.
No, I'm only saying how dare you because I'm currently wearing Nakamura shirt, which does say Strong Style has arrived on it and has a crown on it. It's not
Strong Style's been taken out for 3/4 of the match.
So then that was overall that was Money in the Bank. People are calling it the worst pay-per-view in a very long time.
No, not at all.
Okay, that's that one.
Didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it. It wasn't
awful.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, as far as I think this proves WWE have got too many
pay-per-views
at the moment. Yeah. Between the time of recording this and SummerSlam, which will be our next predictions match, predictions one. There's another 4 pay-per-views to go through.
Seriously?
4.
Really? Great Balls of Fire, Battleground.
Oh, maybe there's another 2.
Still, 2's too many. We just had one.
Exactly. Yeah. 2 is 2. So this is what I mean.
But you can't get rid of Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire.
Goodness gracious.
Traditional slugfest that we've had.
So we've got exactly, but there's 2 more before our predictions podcast for SummerSlam. So there's just creative can't come up with the ideas enough to make these pay-per-views compelling television and enough to watch.
At the same time, though,
which I think is why. Which I think is why they're bringing back all these gimmick matches. Because it seems that every single one now has. Great Balls of Fire sold itself the moment that Samoa Joe won the number 1 contenders. Mm-hmm. That was okay. That's Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. That's something we never thought we'd get to see. Yeah. That sold. You don't need anything else on that. You could just have them battle for 3 hours, and that would be enough. But then, as is evident with Battleground, they need a Punjabi creative of that stuck on SmackDown that they've got to bring in a rehashed gimmick match, which everyone didn't like the first time around.
I think people are just possibly expecting too much from the pay-per-views and expecting too much from the brand split too soon. I know it's been a year, almost, but you've got to give the brand split time to develop. When the first brand split happened, it didn't get good straight away. You needed to give it time to have both brands sink in and really define the niche in the WWE.
Yeah, I think it's just because of how good Raw and SmackDown had been in the past.
Yes.
There was that huge expectation. We're talking like from 2005 to 2008 kind of era.
Give them some time to work out what they're trying to do with each brand, and I can pretty much guarantee by the end of this year, people won't be doubting the amount of pay-per-views they have, because they'll have worked out how to make them better and how to give them some longevity. It's nice to see that they're not doing one-and-done storylines anymore.
Yeah.
They're giving Randy and Jinder a third match, which is unbelievable.
Henry's lost too.
But then it's going to be
the right reasons, because I'm sick of seeing like, oh, I'm the number one contender, I've lost once, and someone else now.
No.
It's like, no, keep it going. I like it.
Fair enough. And this will, given how big this match is, will probably be the last one as well.
I would hope so.
Definitely.
They don't need a fourth.
Fingers crossed.
They barely needed a second one.
So moving on to Raw. Because we're at the time of recording this, we're in the same position as we are with our last FedWatch. In that there's only been 4 matches. 4. This is so unprofessional. Yeah, 4. There's only 4 matches been announced for Great Balls of Fire at the moment. But before we go on to the pay-per-view,
5.
There's not much.
5.
You're just making up a new match, yeah.
No, there's Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks.
Yep.
Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
Neville versus Tozawa.
Yep.
Lesnar and Samoa Joe.
Yep.
Reigns and Braun Strowman.
Of course. Yes, definitely. So that's 5. But yeah, there's not much. So there's only been that. And you can only assume that Enzo and Cass are also going to be. Can we have?
Didn't they already have an ambulance match, or am I just making that? Because there's been so many ambulances thrown about.
No, I think you just threw them into one.
Right.
Yeah. He really likes ambulances.
Can we have a moment of silence for Enzo and Cass, please?
No, because it was fucking great.
Aww.
But
yeah, it's sad.
Can we have just a?
Yeah, okay.
You can put a pause in the edit if you like.
No, just have a moment of silence.
I like go to the toilet.
Just. Okay, that's fine.
I'll do.
Jesus Christ! I'm trying to do a bit, people.
I'm trying to do a bit.
I'm trying to do a funny here.
Right.
Big Cass looking real jacked.
You're looking real jacked,
Real
baby.
jacked, big.
I tell you what, though. Like, yes, good, big fan of all the tag teams breaking up right now. At this point, we're gonna have like a feud between Heavy Machinery and the Iconic Duo because there's gonna be only 2 left.
If Breezango splits up, I might just fully hang myself.
I couldn't.
I think it's the right move with Enzo and Cass. They've not been fresh in a very long time.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I'm surprised with all the merch sales they've broke them up.
Yeah, but then
Enzo's going to keep them, isn't he?
Yeah, because
I love how
anyway.
Cass came out in just a plain black tank top because they haven't had time to make merch for him.
They just kept his music as well. Oh, we've got a nice new Minitron for him.
Minitron. So looking at the matches for Great Balls of Fire that have been announced, the 5 that have been, there is Alexa Bliss versus Sasha for the Raw Women's Championship. Thoughts? Think it's going to be good? Predictions at all?
I think Alexa should win.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
Think she shouldn't go over clean though.
Yes.
I just don't think it's. Sasha's had that many. Is she a 3-time Raw Women's Champion? Now?
Yeah, already.
And it's barely been going for 2 years.
About that.
Or is it 1 year? Is that only
1 year because it was WrestleMania 32?
Yeah, so just over a year. She's already 3-time champion. She does not need a 4th yet. And I think Alexa should ride this out and really establish herself as top dog on pretty much both women's rosters, which she already kind of has. She's already 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion, and that's been going for about 3 seconds. So, yeah, I hope she wins, and I think it'll be a good match.
Yeah, I think Bliss has been a phenomenal champion. I know that we brought this up in the past that they have kind of pushed her to the moon quite quickly because she's the first she's the first woman to hold the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships, but she's fucking good. She's just got something about her which just makes her a viable heel and a good champion.
I like her. Never used to. I went back and watched some of her NXT work. in the past, and it's like she's come on a lot, and she's seriously good on the mic.
So I don't think I can't remember anything she did on SmackDown, but since she's come to Raw, there's just been something about her. I was like, I quite like her.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only slip up so far has been that This Is Your Life segment with Bayley,
which they've addressed, which they shouldn't have had to have addressed, but they addressed it.
They barely even addressed it. In fact, it was more like the opposite. It was, right, that was shit. We're never talking about it again.
Basically,
But do you know what? To give her credit, Bliss did a lot with that. She did as much as she could with that. And if she could draw even a little bit of, alright, you did well there, out of what was a fucking nuclear bomb of a segment, then fair play to her. She's got something about her. I agree. And I hope she wins.
Cool. Next is Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. This could be an interesting match. Pete, thoughts?
It could be. The problem is the build-up to it's been rather cack.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just Bray Wyatt doing his usual pokey Ridley promos. Rollins just like, nah. And that's it.
I'm pretty sure Seth Rollins said on Monday night, just like, well, I've no idea what he said in his promo, but I did understand that he challenged me to a match, so let's have a match. It's like, no. Talk about if he's not like, don't like this guy's Bray Wyatt's obviously saying this stuff for a reason. At least that's the point of a fucking promo, is to say it's a mess.
What Bray Wyatt I think needs to do is find a tag team on Raw and threaten the tag team as a man on his own and say, I don't like you two, you're not as good as me and my family that I used to have and everything, but I'm sick on my own and I'll kick the shit out of you. And then you should come out and fucking batter them, and then everyone will go, oh yeah, Bray Wyatt's a spooky dude and he's intimidating, because right now I don't think he could fight his way out of a paper bag because he's been beaten by everyone.
Yeah, I think he needs to beat Seth. I think Seth
He has to.
Yeah, I couldn't give a shit about Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. I imagine I'm just going to skip it to the finish.
Probably.
I'll watch the match.
The match should be good, I think.
I like them both in the ring.
I do like Seth. He's not the best of faces.
He's a shit face.
I don't like him as a face, but
Don't tell Alex that.
but yeah, I think the only thing that this seems to be my solution with a lot of people, but just put Bray on the shelf for a while.
Yes.
Let him mellow.
Just injure him.
This seems no.
Run him over.
Just give him some time off. Just give him some time off. Let people kind of not exactly forget about him, but just go, wasn't Bray in a while?
Just make Bray Wyatt fella.
Just make him disappear for like 4 months or something, and then just come back and then be like boss again.
Let him go back to his spooky house.
No, that's Ben Dan.
Oh shit, yeah. No, that was his, like...
That was Sister Abigail, he had
Wyatt's Museum of Spooky Emporium. Like, this is his actual house. That he invited Randy over to for a sleepover.
So who do we think, Seth or Bray?
Bray. He needs
Seth.
it.
I think Bray.
Bray needs it, but he doesn't win, so Seth.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Bray.
No, I think the warm into the fact Bray doesn't win now, and I think if Bray loses another one, then no one will ever have faith in him ever again.
Very true. Next is the Cruiserweight Championship is Neville versus Akira Tozawa with Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews.
Yes.
Now, in terms of predicting this, I would usually say Neville wins by default because Neville, and he should hold it forever. But
I think still Neville.
Titus brand.
It's still Neville.
Ura.
Come on, that's the worst impression.
I'm gonna stick with Neville because as good a name as Akira Tozawa is, I don't know who he is. Never heard of him.
He's
Akira Tozawa is a very good.
He's very
good wrestler.
But he's still being, in all seriousness, he's still being kind of used as comic relief in a way, as all kind of Asian descent superstars are, which is fucking annoying and I hate it, but they are because that's just the way they treat them. And I think Neville's winning this one, but hopefully they can use it to build Tozawa a little bit.
I'd also say Neville.
And also build the Titus brand, hopefully.
And so then there's Roman versus Braun in an ambulance match, for which the outcome is probably going to be Roman winning, because I'm Roman Reigns and I get a title shot whether you like it or not. Because that was the worst Roman Reigns impression in the world, but you get the point. But you get the point.
Yeah, it's like it's fucking stupid, isn't it? I think this is another case of him.
Now you've brought Reigns up, I'm having a press break.
I think I'm quite burnt out now with Roman Reigns.
So professional.
It's not even a case of I hate him and WWE doing the right thing. It's like I don't even want to. I don't want to watch a match featuring hands down my favourite superstar on the roster, as in Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
I don't even want to watch his match because it's got Reigns in it.
I'm the same. I'm at the point now of boycotting Reigns matches. Like, even to the point of like major pay-per-views, I will just turn off the network like at mid-match.
See, I'm still going to watch
mid pay-per-view regardless. Even if he's in the main event, just done.
I'm still going to watch it but it's literally just for Braun. If it was anyone else, I'd probably be in the same boat because I just don't want to see him win, and I know he probably will. But if he doesn't, happy days. Hopefully WWE are doing the right thing, because what I don't see is how they're going to build Braun, because there's these rumours of Braun being in the Universal title contention sometime soon.
Well, I mean, he did come out and challenge Lesnar, didn't he?
Yeah, which is why I think...
And then he backed off.
Yeah, but this is why I think if they are going to do that, him and Reigns both saying they're going to be in the title picture soon means whoever loses a lot of credibility. And so
they do slow down the card. Well, in a way, this kind of means a big match, but then even if Braun does win, what? Like, is it then a triple threat at SummerSlam? Which I think I'd settle for that.
Yeah, I would actually. I hadn't even thought of that.
Like, that's just, and I've just thought of that on the spot, and I'm proud of that. So I mean,
Pete, that makes my banana quite right.
Hashtag throwback. So yeah, that could be an option if Strowman wins at Great Balls.
Have you noticed they don't call it Great Balls of Fire, they keep calling it Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view.
Yeah,
they're doing it every time you mention it.
The Great Balls of Fire
because if you turn on Raw and it's the first time you've ever seen it, and like,
we'll see Great Balls of Fire this weekend. Just like someone's just there, just going checking their pants.
I don't know what's going on here. What's a Great Ball of Fire?
It's a stupid name for a pay-per-view at the end of the day.
And then the main event of Great Balls of Fire is Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar, which, as I've said before, that pay-per-view was sold the moment that they announced that.
Absolutely.
And I've just realised there is another gimmick match on Great Balls of Fire because they've now announced ambulance match. My point is still standing.
Braun! I think in terms of the main event, Joe's not winning.
No, but they're building him up to be an absolute monster, and I think both guys are going to come out of it looking super strong.
Yes.
Because Joe's still on this massive warpath.
They're not going to have it. Well, the one thing they're not going to do, and the reason I know Joe isn't winning, is because the only credible finish that Joe has, really, on the main roster at least, is the Coquina Clutch.
Do you keep saying roster because it's a combination of Raw and roster? Or can you just not say roster properly?
I've always pronounced it roster, I don't know why.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah, you brought it up as well. I'm not having this. I'm going home, mate. No, but I think he's not won any matches of note since he's joined the main roster.
Yay!
With the Muscle Buster. And I think he's not going to make Brock Lesnar tap out, is he?
No.
No one
However,
makes Brock Lesnar tap out.
At Raw, I think it was this week, wasn't it? They jumped him on the ramp and locked him in the Coquina Clutch on the ramp. I didn't see the video, so I'm not sure if the people broke it off him or how Lesnar was after that. But that could be something.
Got Joe off Lesnar. Lesnar looked like a ripe tomato.
Obviously,
and that's about it.
Well, there you go. So I mean, they're hinting at it. That he's susceptible to it as I think they're
building it as a credible finish.
I think Lesnar will break. I think he'll get it in, but Lesnar will break out of it, and then reverse it into like a Kimura or something.
Probably.
So there's a last note on just to round this off. Coming up to a year since the brand split, and we are headed towards a draft, probably. Who would we like? If you could only pick one person from each brand to swap over, who would it be?
Probably AJ to Raw.
Ooh, no.
I'm sorry.
Nope.
I've got my reasons.
Go on then. AJ to Raw. Go on.
AJ to Raw, mainly because the club aren't very relevant, and I really like them all together.
Yeah, that also does kind of, and with Finn back as well, gives him something to do instead of feuding with Elias fucking Sampson.
Exactly. Because I think there's a lot of space for AJ on Raw, and now that Raw is obviously the A show, and it always will be. And AJ's arguably one of it's not even arguably, he's absolutely one of the top 3 stars at the moment. Mm-hmm. Probably behind only Cena and Reigns. So I think he needs to be on the A show because there's a lot they can do with him, and I can see a Reigns AJ program somewhere down the line. And I think to stop people turning off from Raw, the only person that's going to save a Reigns feud is AJ Styles.
Who would you move over from Raw to SmackDown?
It's a very good question.
Seth Rollins.
Interesting.
Oh, good shout.
Because SmackDown need another main event person. Or like Seth, because Raw has far too many. And Seth Rollins is just somewhere in the middle with Bray Wyatt at the moment. Just chuck him over to SmackDown. Throw him into the main event. See what we can do over there.
Wouldn't mind seeing Randy go to Raw, actually. I just thought after he's finished with Jinder.
Randy. No, it's
Yeah.
Sandy.
Yeah. You're just quoting Grace on the Few Good Marks podcast. Pete, any thoughts?
To be honest,
Put everyone on the spot here. I haven't even thought about this.
I hadn't thought about it.
now SmackDown from Raw to SmackDown, I'd be tempted to go with Rollins as well.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe Balor, because I feel like he needs a resurgence again since he came back from injury.
He hasn't done much, has he?
Floated about.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So
yeah.
Plus, if he's going to be in a world title picture anytime soon, I can see him being a much more credible threat to Jinder Mahal than Brock Lesnar.
And also with Reigns and Strowman and Joe in the Universal picture.
Yeah.
As much as I want to see Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor, because that'd be sick, I just think that he's probably the only person who could be credible enough without Money in the Bank to take it off Jinder Mahal.
Yes.
Because he's being pushed as an equally as big a superstar. And I think people would be hot for that.
Yeah, I'm cool with Balor on SmackDown.
And there we go. So that's we will see.
and AJ to Raw.
And AJ to Raw. You as well. I'm see AJ to Raw.
I'm on.
I think AJ to Raw not this year. AJ to Raw in the future. Yeah, but not now.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Maybe not right now.
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a lot of main event stars.
And we've still got to have Nakamura and AJ.
Yes.
WB.
Sure.
But what if they break them up now and then bring them back together at WrestleMania next year?
Possibly. Why do you think there's going to be a draft?
I know, yeah.
I think it's just been knocked about.
Have you forgotten
Did you just hear giraffe so much during that LeVar Ball segment that you're like, they're doing another giraffe? Get in.
That's just something I thought I'd bring up. It's coming up to the year of the Braun split, and people are
Beat that nib at us.
and we're going to leave you with that. So this has been the current event centre from all of us at Few Good Marks. We will see you soon.
Bye.
Fuck you. He's not here to do it. I've got to do it for him.